Good morning, everyone. I hope you're tuning in and listening to me live. Happy Sunday, bright and early today, as I was preparing for my upcoming book club tomorrow. And I wanted to really discuss this life changing book, The Let Them Theory. So, if you haven't gotten this book yet, seriously, I am, as a reader, really, really highly recommending this. I know a lot of book clubs are reading it. Actually, my own book club is reading it, as well as another group that I'm in. And this is just so amazing. Let me tell you, this one took me a long time to learn. Whatever the theory is, I've been resonating with this, and stick around because by the end of this live you'll be feeling lighter, freer, and so much more peace with letting go things. I really struggle with letting things go, and I tolerate a lot because I don't want to lose people. But I learned the hard way. If they were really my people, then they would never treat me like that. Can you relate to that? Have you ever kept people in your life longer than they actually deserve? And if you have something that you're struggling with currently, let me know in the comments. Just write "let them." I want this to be an open, supportive conversation. And I'm not sure how much you're familiar with the Let Them theory, but let me briefly tell you how I came across this book. Although I know it's a bestseller, and I've seen this advertising, and I've heard Mel Robbins, who I follow and I absolutely admire and appreciate the work she's doing, but I kind of didn't really look into it until something personal happened to me about a month and a half ago. And I was talking to this friend of mine, Cindy Katz. I hope you're watching. And she said, "Olga, you know what? Let them. Just let them." And then she said, "Why don't you go purchase that book? It just came. I know you have passion for reading. Go read it." Right away, I drove to Barnes and Nobles. They just got literally a package of those books, so I think they had hundreds of those. I right away purchased a few for all my friends, my personal connections, and I knew people that would appreciate it. I bought those books. I came home, and right away that same day I read over 5 chapters. Seriously, it was such a good flow. And I gifted one to my very good friend David West, who's also in my book club. And he said, "Olga, why don't we read this in the book club?" And you know what? Thank you, David, because I think it helped me as I was analyzing this for you guys, but also personally for me. I held on to many relationships. A few years ago, when my husband left, um, I had a 6-month-old baby, and it was so hard for me. And it is still. I'm still working on understanding. And over half a decade, I was holding on to this. What if it's me? What if I did something wrong? Not the other woman. What if it's me? And it took me a long time to actually realize that you can't make someone be with you. And this is really the concept of this book. And the same with relationships. I had a very good friend who was just like a sister to me, seriously. And in a blink of a moment, she just cut me off her life without apparent reason, but just because she got tired of this difficult relationship that me and my ex-husband had. So let me go back and talk a little bit about the Let Them theory. So what is the Let Them theory? The more I grow, the more I realize that I don't have to force relationships. I don't have to explain myself endlessly. I don't have to prove my worth. If people want to leave, let them. If they want to misunderstand you, let them. If they want to gossip, let them. It's very painful when people show you they don't respect or value you. But the truth is, their actions aren't the closure. The lack of honesty, the lack of care, the lack of apology, that's the closure. What are some signs that we have to let them go? They repeatedly disrespect your boundaries. They don't take accountability for their own actions, and they're busy blaming you and blaming others, even for things they know they did wrong. They bring more stress than joy into your life. They only support you when it benefits them. And they gossip about you behind your back. So what really happens when you truly let them? You gain more peace. You attract genuine relationships. You stop wasting energy on people who don't appreciate you. And you step into your power and your confidence. Let me explain it to you. If they want to misunderstand you, let them. If they want to gossip about you, let them. If they want to doubt you, ignore you, and make you a villain, let them. I know it sounds simple, but it's really not always easy. Why? Because we want to be understood. We want people to see the truth. But here's the truth. The right people won't need to be convinced. The right people won't put you in a position where you constantly have to prove yourself. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. They won't change. People who love and care for you and care about how they make you feel, those are the people that truly love you. And here's the hard truth. Some people know they are hurting you and that they don't care on how they make you feel. They did it knowingly that they could lose you, and they did it anyway. That's your closure. The lack of is the closure. The lack of respect was the closure. The lack of apology was the closure. The lack of care was the closure. And the lack of honesty was the closure. Let me know in the comments. Have you ever waited for an apology that never came? Have you ever held onto people who showed you that they don't value you? So let me give you a couple of steps that you can take to let go, which actually helped me as I was reading and doing the let them theory. First of all, shift your perspective. People who truly belong in your life will never require you to beg for love, to beg for respect, or even the basic kindness. You don't lose real friends. You don't lose true love. You only lose people who were never meant to be with you long term. Stop explaining yourself. You don't have to prove yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. Let them believe what they want. Their perception of you is not your responsibility. Release the need for closure. The closure is in their action. When people show you who they are, believe them. Stop reopening doors that God have closed for a reason. Everything happening in our life was pre-designed by the energy above, by the divine energy. If someone left, there is something better coming. Choose peace over drama. You don't have to attend every argument you are invited to. Protect your energy. Protect your peace. I was actually listening to a podcast yesterday of Mel Robbins, and I can't remember the doctor. I actually missed the introduction when she introduced who that was. And that person said that when someone disrespects you or speaks to you disrespectfully, what you should do is pause for a second and then respond in something like this: it's beneath me to respond to this. Protect your heart, because people that leave meant to leave. Sorry, guys. So I apologize, just somebody walked in my office. So I want to just give you those three quotes and leave you with this. Healed people heal people. Hurt people hurt people. And I hope you can understand that. You can't heal in the same environment that made you sick. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. I would love to hear from you, and what was the biggest takeaway from today? Please comment. And if you're struggling with letting go, just know that you're not alone. It takes time, it takes strength, it takes deep self-work. But the moment you release what weighs you down, you'll feel the peace that you've been searching for. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. And if the message speaks to you, please share this with someone who needs to hear this. Let's continue the journey of growing together. Remember, hold tight on what you can control and release your grip on what you can't. Let them go. Have a great Sunday, guys.